saw another post today by a parent who was just mourning the loss of her son. Over the last 4 years, I've seen dozens of these posts, and several of them were written by me. What parents go through in this disease process is completely heart-wrenching. But I wanted to make a short video and put it up in hopes that many of the subsequent parents that go through this same gut-wrenching emotion would find it and find comfort in it, because it is a consistent answer whenever those emotions arise. What it was like. And I want to start with this because I want you to know that I know exactly what it's like. Your child has been ripped from you, and it's seemingly they were here yesterday and now they're not here at all. And in their place is this screaming, dysfunctional, neurotic mess of a person that looks just like your child, but is nothing like your child. We've been there, 100%. And that'll take the soul out of you really quick. So I get it. What I was wrong about in those moments when I was face down on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably because my child was lost to damnation. What I was wrong about was that all was lost. In those darkest moments, you can't see the end. You can't see any kind of recovery. You can't see any kind of restoration to what they were before. Have confidence that you can't see what is likely to happen. And just try and hold firm to that assurance of ignorance, because you can't see the restoration that's going to come. Believing in your misery can be detrimental to your mental health, because if you think it's forever, it can really destroy you, and it will stop any progressive action on your part on behalf of your child, because you think there's no point. You have to keep digging. So don't believe the lie that all is lost. The other thing I was wrong about is that it'll soon be over. I spent several years waking up every morning thinking to myself, maybe this will be the day when it's just all gone. Maybe I'll walk in his room, or I'll just walk in the room. Maybe I'll come home from work today and he'll be all better. It'll just be gone. It'll just leave just like that. And everyone will be smiling, and they'll say, it doesn't bother him anymore. He's not sick anymore. It's not a problem anymore. And then we can all say, yeah, and give each other a high five and a hug, and we'll go on a family vacation, and it'll just be great. That was a lie I told myself almost every morning. And that was a terribly torturous thing to do to myself. Shouldn't do that. I was disappointed every single day, rather than embracing the reality of what the day is, while still searching out his next treatment, his next intervention, his next whatever it is that's going to help move him along the path. You have to search those out on a daily basis and not wait for it just to blow away out the window like it seemingly came in. That was self-torture. And in going back and counseling myself, I would change that immediately. What makes it different? What makes it change? What makes it go away? I only have the experience of being a dad to one son who has a really wretched case of this disease. For those that don't know, he was unable to speak, he was suicidal, he had hallucinations, he was psychotic completely, he was neurotic, he was locked up with OCD, he refused to eat, he was a flight risk, he wanted to throw himself into traffic. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, He couldn't speak for 4.5 months. I mean, could not speak for 4.5 months. He'd spend hours, if not all day, screaming in a corner, literally screaming in a corner. Pretty far gone, really gone. So I don't speak from the perspective of a parent that has a child with a mild case. It's a brutal case, really bad. And it took a huge amount of medical intervention to get him turned around. Now, that's my disclosure, because that's my experience, and that's all I know. There are other parents who have children with less severe cases who correct themselves more quickly and more easily and with less intervention. God bless them. I'm so happy for that. But I don't know that experience. So my opinion about how to take care of this disease is tainted by my experience. The biggest shortcoming that held us back in advancing Parker as quickly as possible was not finding the right doctor who would give him the intervention that he needed, give him the medicine that he needed. We spent a year with an immunologist that would not advance his care to the level that he needed. And we didn't leave that doctor because we didn't have another doctor to go to. It's not our fault. In fact, all credit to my wife, who did 99% of the medical search and did a fantastic job. But it just highlights the trials and struggle that this disease brings for parents. Trying to find someone who will advocate for your child and take them where they need to go, wherever that is, and through whatever intervention that is. I won't say it's impossible. It's extremely difficult, though. And it's difficult across the board. It is not easy. So don't think for a minute it should be easy. Don't think for a minute that you're just going to go down to the corner doc here at the medical clinic and find the doc who's going to carry your kid to whatever end they need. It doesn't work that way. And I'll make another video about the best way to process that. But the biggest thing that brings your kid across the successful finish line is consistent and aggressive treatment. Finding a doc who will carry you along to the next modality that will bring your kid the relief they need, whatever that is. For a lot of kids, it's just getting on antibiotics. Long-term antibiotics, symptoms dissipate, fantastic, you're done. Some parents can't even find a doc who will do that. We went antibiotics, we did oral steroids, we did IVIG, and IVIG probably kept him out of a coma. Parker's case was probably more like autoimmune encephalitis. It was so severe, but regardless, it's similar. And eventually we went to rituximab after doing 7 rounds of plasmapheresis. So, and he's still doing rituximab, and he's still doing IVIG, and he's still doing steroids. And we did exclusive diets. We changed out the plastic food storage bowls for glass ones in case chemicals are leaching from plastic. I mean, whatever it was. We did camel milk. We did homeopathic droplets in your water. We did everything we could to give him every opportunity. But the small stuff, changing out the plastic bowl to glassware and camel milk and whatever else, don't lean on that thinking that's going to do it and be afraid of the intervention. I'm far more afraid of the disease than I am the treatments. And I see too many parents wringing their hands over the treatments when I'm sitting here wringing my hands over the disease. I see our kids that have this as standing on a slippery slope, and I don't know how steep the slope is, and I don't know how slippery it is, but I do know from personal experience how quickly they can fall away. And that's what scares me most. So aggressive and consistent treatments, very consistent, and moving it up and advancing that treatment if you don't get the effect you're looking for over a course of a couple months, stepping up your game to the next thing. There's too much sitting on your thumbs, in my opinion, for many people at the expense of their child, and that's too bad. So stay strong, stay consistent, have faith, lean on your friends. I've been comforted by fellow parents in my darkest hours, and I have comforted other parents in their darkest hours. No one knows what it's like to have a kid with this disease like another parent with a kid with this disease. So lean on each other. All right? Love to you all. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful and would like to add something or some contribution, please do so in the comments down below, and we'll keep it going for all the parents to make it more of a collective conversation. All right? Thanks so much.